yet to do a new construction. It is one of those things, like, you haven't done it, so obviously it's going to be a little daunting. But the more you think about it, it's like it makes just so much sense. So, what would you tell someone like me that
Yeah.
is married to their old way of doing things? I'm still doing it. I mean, I'm still buying fixer uppers. What do you tell someone like me that is just scared of it? It's like, I got to buy land. I've got to get surveys. I've got to get permits drawn up. I got to find a GC. I got to, how much of, what is the cost of it all? Like, what does it look like to build a $300,000 house versus renovating a $100,000 house into a $300,000 house?
Yeah, exactly. And first of all, the BRRRR method is fantastic. Again, there are lots of different niches in real estate that can get you where you want to go. So I'd be the last person to bag that, because that's what I did for still the majority of my career, 14 of the 24 years.
Yeah.
However, there were some downsides. You know what I mean? I own so much less property now, Eric, compared to, 2010, let's say 11, but I have more equity and more cash flow than ever before. So what does that tell you? It's kind of my rule, the new construction, just to look over the 20,000 foot view, you can own less of better quality with less leverage and have more freedom. And that really attracted me, because the BRRRR is very intense. And that's a great building block, but I found the new construction, it will have a different learning curve than BRRRR. It's gonna, like you said, I gotta buy land. I gotta, get the approvals. I have to, have a build, either become my own builder or have a builder I can work with that can get my specs. But you had to do all that for BRRRR. You didn't know how to identify, old construction, old fixer-uppers in what area, how to get them fixed. And let me tell you, there's a big thing that, yes, there's a learning curve with getting, a lot approved or the blueprint approved by the county and the city. But there can be less surprises if you have a good building partner or become a good builder yourself. Because we all know with fixer-uppers, we all saw that Tom Hanks movie. Remember The Money Pit? I'm sure.
Oh gosh, yes. If you haven't watched that movie right now, go put it on your watch list.
When's this going to be done? 2 weeks. So that's what I found with the older ones. Again, they're great, but it's different, and there's less surprises with the new construction. Absolutely, because you open one wall and you're going, well, I wasn't expecting that. What's in the front yard? I didn't expect this, sewer main from 1957 to burst right now. New construction, you're starting with a blank canvas. Yeah. So yes, it can be more expensive. Yes, it can have a bigger, a higher barrier to entry. But remember, there's also some good things to that too. So the thing I always say, like I was talking to my oldest son about this, and it wasn't about real estate. It was another subject he was interested in. He was interested in creating a product in the fitness industry. And I said, I've never done that, but I have friends that have. And my mentor, since I was a kid, one of my main mentors always said, find someone who's done it and ask them questions. And that's what I always say to people. If you're looking at this, maybe there's someone, I know there's people up near you because we've built up near you. Is there someone that would spend a little time with me talking about it? Refer me to a builder that would actually be sensible to work with. Yeah. Share some of, the things that you look for, the price points you're at. You find someone that's been there, talk to them. And that's the starting point. You know what I mean? And then no one says, and this took a few years of transition of me seeing proof of concept to say, hey, I'm hanging up my rehab shoes. Yeah. You start with one, the same way you probably started with BRRRR. Start with one. Try one. That's not going to bankrupt you. You're not pulling away from your cash cow completely of what you know. You start with one. Yep. And see how that goes. Learn the lessons from it. And then if it makes sense, you take that next step. And then you talk to the person who's been there, done that, and say, oh, yeah, well, you probably should have done this and this. That's where you're taking educated risk, stepping in that direction, but not saying, you know what, never done new construction, know anything about it. Hell with this. I'm getting rid of BRRRR, which has worked for us, and doing this. Like, that'd be crazy. Yeah. But that's what I'd recommend. Talk to someone who's done it and then start with one. See how it goes. Normally, and this is what we used to be told for BRRRR, right? That first fixer-upper I bought, I remember real estate investors saying, look, it's probably not going to ruin your life. All those, that fear that we get built up on, you're going to get through it. It's not going to retire you, but it's not going to break you either. But you're going to have to go through the motions. And I always joke with people, the best real estate class I ever took, and I've spent hundreds of thousands on my real estate education, was 432 North M Street. That's the first property I bought in Central California. And, and the same thing will probably be true with that first new construction property.
Yeah. My absolute most expensive real estate class has definitely been 464.
Okay, there you go.
We've all got those courses. And, you said something really important right there at the end. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on real estate education. Y'all, you cannot spend enough money on educating. You can over educate, especially if you're trying to learn about all the shiny squirrels or shiny object out there. Find that one thing and hammer down on it, but never stop investing in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. You've got it. If you haven't been in a mastermind, go find one. Make sure it's a good one, right? If you haven't, joined any type of or went to any type of conference or done anything like that, go to one. Meet the people. Surround yourself with like-minded people. A lot of people are like, I listen to all these podcasts, I watch all these webinars, and I really want to be a real estate investor. What am I missing? It's like you're missing the most important side of it. It is the people side of it. You have to start connecting and surrounding yourself with the people that are doing it. And like I said, yeah, there's probably someone around me that is building to rent. I actually know a couple of people that are doing it. I just haven't felt like that's the avenue I need to go down because Burr has worked so well for us and continues to work well for us. But as I'm moving into the next stage of life where my kids are they're going to get older and I'm going to want to spend more time with them even more and more. How can I pull away from my business just a little bit? How can I pull away from all the maintenance tickets from the, couple dozen properties we have and reduce it to maybe just 10 properties? How can I reduce the amount of maintenance tickets and time on the phone with contractors? And the sewer pipe just blew up. It's from 1905, and you're not going to experience that with new construction. I did have